All right, local swell trackers, been a while. Thanks for being here. We're clicking in here to the jet stream. These rivers of wind up where the airlines fly, about 30 to 40,000 feet up. You can see this dark area pointing southeast here. Well, that's the culprit for our swells from the north, and the big one coming up here for Wednesday. And we have some disturbance clearly with the color over the islands right here. The blues are showing the high pressure. And rolling the animation out, you can see the winds do increase. They're a weak 140 knots in the beginning, and then they ramp up here to about 160, and that's what we like to see. And when they dip down or trough, it forms a big circle here at the surface, and we do see a large fetch, long fetch. We'll get to that. But the jet stream, which travels west to east, imparts its energy down at the surface. It affects our climate, weather, and of course, our waves. Continuing on with the animation, gets fairly close to us. We do weaken a lot. We will go into a slight quiet period. The jet seems to drop off here to about a 20 and 30 degree latitude. Big high pressure. So the long range is not looking great after the upcoming events, as well as the current ones. Continuing on, not much changes. This is going to be the most significant pattern, and then we take a break for a little while, but give it a week or so. Looks like it could be, if we go to day 7 here, fattening up off Japan. Looking down under, very broken, a lot of blues, not those deep reds, but looking at the calendar, that's cool, what we expect. It's actually been producing enough of background swell to keep it rideable. And there's a couple flows that try to point up our way. Those are called meridional flows versus zonal, or straight west to east. The jet way down by the Ross Ice Shelf, and a lot of the storms are staying way down there. Just don't have enough power in them to bring up anything significant. But we did have October. All right, continuing on. This is a little hindcasting going back to last Sunday, the 4th. We had a little storm out here that pumped up some northwest to northwest swell. It was fun Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with light winds. Really good up on the North Shore. Kind of like a spring swell. And we'll roll these in further. You can see again, that was the culprit for our action. But it was small action. Now comes the big stuff. Starting it in again, you see this system forming straight up to our north. It's got some 20-foot seas in there. This system I'll get to in the Bering Sea in a moment. But this guy hovers for quite a while over us, sending a lot of energy off to its west. But the swell actually came Friday bigger than we expected, and the models were forecasting. It was solid 6 to 8, and again very north, so Laniakea, Sunset. Again, a lot more 6-footers than 7-footers, and more 7-footers than 8-footers, but there were a few spotted. This is the guy here for our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday swells. Starting it in, look how close the fetch got, within about 300-400 miles. That proximity will decrease the swell decay, and we should be looking at 6 to 8 plus for late today, Saturday into Sunday. The winds are terrible today due to this frontal passage. The front is from this culprit here. It's moving down the island chain, but we're a bit socked in, but it's not going to last long. Continuing on with the models, here's the guy that's going to be bringing us our northwest swell, later filling in Tuesday to about 8 feet by the evening session, and 8 to 12 plus, almost warning levels on Wednesday. And this big system right here has a captured fetch, meaning the storm center is followed by its fetch on its southwest flank. That allows the seas to reach their full potential, grab the surface more. And the other feature about this system is that it occludes. It kind of spins in place, allowing it to broaden and build from the surface to the upper levels, what they call vertically stacked. Kicking in the animations again, you can see we're going to have a 1-2 pulse. Then we're going to go relatively quiet. We'll have a little something here later in the forecast, but nothing like what we're seeing. Nothing's pointing at us. So one last look at the guy that'll bring us in one of our bigger swells this season. We'll go one frame at a time. There's the 1-2 punch. So Wednesday we're going to start off 8 to 12, and then later in the day it's going to get reinforced, and the Vans Triple Crowns Hawaiian Pro is just going to be scoring off its nut. Ali'i Beach Park can take a northwest. It's not optimal as like a west-northwest or northwest, but it's big enough. We're going to find out who's in shape. So there it is, a 1-2 punch, and it gets fairly close to us. This is a big one. Let's take a look at the swell periods. Right now we're seeing this north to northwest swell coming in here. with most of its period being short, 11, 12 seconds. Some of it being much higher. This is that low pressure pushing in the swell right now, and we're going to get reinforced tomorrow, starting these animations in. It'll become more north, and here comes the next swell. That's for Tuesday, bam, right here, and Wednesday. There's the second pulse that I was telling you about, right about there. And so this thing's going to be really good into Thursday and even Friday. I'm going to predict that they'll be finished by Friday. We'll take this 4-day event and cram it into 5 days, starting Monday. Maybe even getting half a day of Tuesday. It'll be fun to see how Marty Thomas makes his call. Okay, heading to the land down under, you see this Taz sea storm? Wow, 40+ foot seas in it. Imagine how big Tasmania is right now. Of course, storm surf, it's too close. Zonal track, so that limits the fetch length. Those winds don't have enough time to reach their full potential and slams into New Zealand. It's a big one. Fiji will get gnarly out of that. It does make its way off to the east coast of New Zealand, but it weakens really quick. That Tasman sea source we're seeing now with 22-second forerunners yesterday all day, and today it's 1 to 2. That's pretty much it. 1 foot of swell, maybe 1.5 tomorrow. We could see some chest high waves. Then Tuesday the 6th, we have this guy. It's okay, trying to make its way up to us. It'll send a lot of its energy off to our east. This guy should be bringing us up Wednesday to 1 to 2, maybe 2.5 next week, the 14th. Nothing to write home about, but again, the middle of November, we're going to have a south swell. Continuing on the animations, that one tracks. We've got another zonal storm way down there that might bring us up from Mill Pond flatness. The current models are showing nothing going on today to generate swell for us. It's all happened in the past week. And rolling it out, you can see we do have a little something forming up Wednesday the 14th. Might bring us up to 2 feet Wednesday or Thursday, the 21st or 22nd. Things are quieting down, but we still get these storms moving zonal mostly, way down there by the Ross Ice Shelf, and again, keeping us from going flat. The swell periods, well, let's take a look. The current southwest swell that's already hitting us, we're just out of your view here at about 20 degrees north. About 1,200 miles north of the equator. You can see some remnant energy trying to get up here. And we have some more here for Wednesday, right there I was talking about. Some more of that Taz and off of the east coast of New Zealand. It looks like it's going to be a nice swell. The periods are a fairly conservative value, whereas sea heights lose 50% of their value every 1,000 miles traveled. So these swell periods can be deceptive. These are not big south swells, showing you the swell period energy that will again keep us from going flat. As far as our weather, you can see that we're covered in the upper regions. The water vapor loops show features about 20,000 feet up. The intertropical convergence zone is firing up as well with thunderstorms, but it's going to stay put. You can see that big looping low. The brown areas are the drier, sinking, stable air masses. But for Hawaii right now, we're going to have to wait till Monday for things to normalize. This gives you a little bit better view of that front that's over Oahu, Maui, and soon to be the Big Island. Here we are kind of socked in down here. You can see the popcorn here from the mix of the high pressure and the low pressure, increasing the pressure gradient between the two, broadening that fetch and bringing us up some serious size north swell. So again, here's a nice pretty Central Pacific rainbow loop, and highs are going to be about towards 85 degrees, lows in the upper 60s tonight, warming up to about 70 at night, and mid 80s in the upcoming week as things get back to normal. Trades are going to be weakening. I'll keep you posted on that. Drilling down, I want to tell you right now we have flash flood advisories, brown water advisories, high surf advisories for north shores, and small craft advisories due to winds and seas up to 10 feet, marginally 10 feet, but big enough. Taking a look at the hand-drawn surface charts, you can see the front here, the blue line moving down. The trough, it's been pushed off to the southeast of the Big Island. The high pressure here, competing with all the lows around it. That's what will weaken the trade winds here in the upcoming week. We'll keep you dialed in. This high pressure off to the far northeast being pushed as well by the lows. But here's what I was talking about. High pressure here, low pressures here, increasing the pressure gradient right on the southwest flank of the lows and lengthening that fetch for the large north swell. But it came with north winds, a front, and just turned the North Shore into slop. Yesterday, Friday, was the day. Hope you got some. You can see that north tilt to the trade winds. These will be veering northeast tonight and back to east-northeast by Tuesday, right when that new north-northwest comes in. The reflective loop showing all the rain, and we have got some. God, take a look at that. And even that shows the tilt as the rain gets pushed from the north. And here we go, another view of it. Of course, always stronger winds through the channels, the Kauai Channel, and soon to be for the Molokai Channel and Alenuihaha. We'll zoom out. You can see the fetch here from the current north swell, the new one coming, that big occluding low. By tomorrow, Sunday, you can see how it is shaping up. By Tuesday, pretty much out of here. Down under, it looks like we have a nice fetch here, but again, pointing most of its energy away from us. The Tasman sea swell is already gone from the current animation. Windy.com has yet to have archives, so we can go back and take a look at these, but these are current, and we'll head back. We'll leave you with today's cloud cover, which looks plenty. We'll be back next weekend on your local swell tracker. Thanks for listening. Aloha.